Hey, buddy. Great necklace. Can I borrow that? Adam. What cape size are you? Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I'm taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Black Panther. Now, like most exclusive figures, well, not most, at least when it comes to the Walgreens variety, which is what we thought this was in the first place, but ends up it's Walmart. There's a lot of reuse in this body, in the accessories, and that's fine for an exclusive. Now, this one is very weird. It popped up on eBay several months ago, and some people jumped on it then, but it popped up on Walmart online Friday. I didn't do the site to store because I'm going to be out of town for 2 weeks starting Wednesday, and the estimated delivery date was after that. Didn't want it sitting at Walmart, so I paid for the shipping, and it showed up Saturday. 24 hours. That's the fastest shipping I've had on anything ever. Especially being backwoods Arkansas, you know what I mean? Stuff usually takes an extra day or two, but no, I guess when it comes to Walmart, it's super fast, because I heard of a lot of other people getting this super fast too. Now, looking at the package, it's your standard Marvel Legends box. I love the yellow against the black, especially when it's an all-black figure. It stands out against the back. Everything can be seen for the most part, except for maybe his feet, but I'm not going to really complain about that. Nice Black Panther logo here, exclusive Walmart sticker. On the side, we get a nice comic picture of Black Panther. I don't know what this was. And today on the Home Shopping Network, we have this luxurious... On the back, the nice pretty picture. It's a little bit dark and it seems a little bit grainy. I don't know, maybe it's the yellow against the black, but it's very shadowy. It looks cool, but it's different than what we usually see. Bio up top, some warnings down here, some unreadables, probably says something like warning, keep away from catnip. On the other side, another luxurious picture. On the top, a Black Panther logo, which I'm assuming this is a Black Panther logo. I haven't actually seen that before. On the bottom, a lot of legalese, barcode, but I'm going to get this open and see how it compares to the old Black Panther. And there we go, all out of the package, and I'll be damned if... Even though this is a reuse body, we've seen it many a time before, the figure is in just straight black. A little bit of gray on the boots and gloves and belt. I absolutely love this figure. Now, looking at the sculpting, like I said, this body we've seen over and over and over. To the point it's kind of like, okay, Hasbro, let's put on the brakes. Let's get some other bodies in there. And they have got other bodies. But this is the first one that they gave us that it was like, oh, Hasbro's bringing out the big guns. Now, it is buff. There's a lot of muscle striations. It's just straight up muscle body. Basically, it could be naked. I mean, there's no cloth folds, no nothing, but it still works for what it needs to do. And then the paint, like I said, just some gray here and there. It's clean where it is, but for the most part, this body is cast in black. And then we get up to the head. Again, this is reused from the first Black Panther, but it totally works for Black Panther. Why would they change it? It looks great for the character. The ears are nice. The wrinkles around the eyes, or, well, the facial marks. There's a little bit of emotion in a face that's really just eyes. And then for paint, it's essentially just the eyes. A couple of dabs of silver on the right and left. That's it. The rest of the head is cast in the black. But this body is showing signs of degradation. It's been reused so much that maybe the molds are getting a little bit worn out, or something's going on. It just doesn't feel as nice and smooth as those earlier figures like Archangel, Bucky Cap, the first Black Panther. The shoulders are a little bit tight to move around, and then the elbows are a little bit rubbery. They're straight, thankfully. They weren't posed in the package to where it would be warped out or in or somewhere like that, but yeah, there is some flex there. The knees are a little bit floppy too, but not as bad as we've seen on other figures. We saw it with Zemo, and I think we saw it with Batroc, maybe, where the hips were a little bit loose. But thankfully, this is tight. There's no flop to it. It stays where you want it to go. Now, this may be kind of hard to show on camera, but the gap through the torso, I don't know if that's gotten bigger as time has gone on, but you can shove the upper torso side to side, and it'll gap even more. Or over to the other side. Again, there's a big old gap. It's not terrible. You're off to the side, you can't see it. Action poses, you can't see it. It's just one of those things that I feel like I should probably point out. Now, going over articulation, everybody probably has a version of this body somewhere on some character, but I'm going to go over it anyway, because if I get out of order, it screws me all to hell. So, yeah, keeping with the order. There's a ball on top of a hinge in the neck going up into the head. You can get down all the way, bury his chin in his chest. Looks up really, really well. Not a lot of tilt. I'd like to see more for agile characters like this, but what you gonna do? And then of course there's swivel. Hinge and swivel at the shoulder, gets up past 90, swivels all the way around. Swivel at the bicep, double elbow comes most of the way up. Hinge and swivel at the wrist, there's hinge, swivel. Hinge at the torso comes down to about right there. It feels like it should come further than that, but the abs get in the way. And then arcing back, not that great. I thought it went further than that. Oh, swivel at the waist. There's a ball coming out into the hip. It comes up pretty much all the way up to 90. Back, about that far. Out, a little further than what we've been seeing lately. Not perfect, it doesn't go out to the splits. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee, the calf and the thigh are a little bit too muscular for it to come all the way up, but that's pretty good. Swivel at the boot. Hinge at the ankle, comes back all the way. Comes forward, pretty good. And then forward facing pin for rocker. For accessories, Black Panther comes with a set of clawed hands. Can't remember if these are from the movie figure or from someone else, but it's not from the first Black Panther. These hands came from elsewhere. And then he comes with a set of grip hands. And changing out the hands is a little bit tough. You gotta pull really hard to get it out. The mushroom on it, a little bit thick, but I'd rather it be too tight than just fall out, you know what I mean? And then getting the other hand in, a little bit tight, but works good. And then those grip hands are to hold a spear. Now this is reused from Craven, I believe it is. He had the same wooden staff with the spearhead, the feathers hanging off, kind of beads to it. And I really like this. The wood is a nice sculpt. It has a little bit of dirtiness to it, and then get up to the feathers, it's black with a shade of blue airbrushed onto it. And then the beads are a silver color. And then he comes with a necklace. This is also reused from Craven. Now this is kind of plain. It's cast in a gray color. There's no paint apps to it whatsoever. It's a nice sculpt, and it looks okay, but I don't see myself ever using this. And to put that on, you can just pop the head off Black Panther, put the necklace on, then the head pops right back on. And it does lay on the figure pretty good, but it just looks out of place against the rest of the figure like this. And then finally he comes with a cape. And this is actually reused from Adam Warlock, not the one we just got, but the one back in the dark ages of Hasbro. And it's amazing that this still works on a new figure and looks pretty good. Now it's not perfect, but it does look good. And to put that on, or take it off, it came on in the package. I took it off by taking the head off. You put it on there and you just pop the head back on. Easy peasy, nothing to it. And it doesn't affect his silhouette at all. In fact, it enhances it. It makes it look more regal, more royal. I really dig this cape. It looks just like Black Panther's cape from the comics, except it may be a little bit long. There's a lot of Black Panther pictures I remember where the cape was a little bit shorter. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. This looks great. And for comparison, this is really throwing me off because the first Black Panther is what I usually use for all my Marvel Legends comparisons. Now I'm comparing Black Panther to Black Panther. Essentially the same figure, except for, as you can see, the hands are different. But the biggest difference is the addition of that belt that looks okay, but not great. It works for what it needs to be, but it hangs a little bit low in the front. And then, of course, the blue overspray on the original Black Panther. And then the gloves and boots are blue on the old one, where on the new one, it's gray. And then here he is with Craven, kind of a smaller body. This body, at this point, is a smaller build. At one point, it was one of the bigger ones, but Hasbro has continued to build up and up and up. But I'm still good with this because I think of Black Panther as a lithe character. He doesn't need to be huge. And then there's this, just, yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to give this one the display space. Don't get me wrong, I still like the original Panther, and I'm always a fan of extra paint apps, but this being in just straight black just makes it more dynamic, at least to me. It's always easy to get into the mindset that they need to move on to different bodies, especially this one where it's seen so much reuse. But getting it again with a dynamic character like Black Panther, and going through all the pictures and the poses and setting it all up and getting more and more ideas, yeah, you realize it's a pretty good body. It's easy to hate it because of repetition, but if it works, it works. I mean, it's just fun to pose. That's what it comes down to. And this version of Black Panther, with the additions of the cape, the spear, the other hands, yeah, it made me like this figure again. And for Walmart to make it so easy to get, you can still order it even after a weekend of being up. We've seen exclusives sell out quick and you have to wait for a restock or you have to hunt the store. This one popped up on Walmart, I ordered it, I got it. That is the way to go. And it's one of those exclusives that maybe you don't want it because you like the first Black Panther. It works out for a lot of people. Now, at first I thought this was an odd exclusive to pop up now, but with the Black Panther trailer just dropping and the hype for that movie coming, I can see Hasbro wanting to get something out there quick, and this is perfect. It works on all levels. And then when the movie comes around, I'm sure Hasbro will give us another version of the movie figure. Because once again, they changed the look for the movie, so we got to get new figures, right? That's just a way to sell us more. But Claw is also in the movie, so can we get a new Claw? Because this one sucks terribly. Just take the head and the dish from this Claw and put it on the Bucky Cat body. Paint it red, put some purple on it, call it good. I will take it. So yeah, Hasbro, thank you for the new Black Panther, but can we get a Claw? So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.